This video is brought to you by Jackery Solar Generator HomePower 3000. Introducing the Jackery Solar Generator HomePower 3000, a powerful and portable solar backup solution built for the modern family and RV adventurous alike. At home, the HP 3000 provides 2 full days of kitchen backup, keeping your fridge, microwave, and coffee maker running smoothly during blackouts. With 3600 watt output, 3072 watt hour capacity, the UPS level switchover, it's the most compact advanced 3K LF power station available. On the road, it's perfect for the RV life, powering your car, your fridge for up to 4 days, or running lights, fans, and appliances without the noise of fuel. With 10-year plus lifespan, app-based smart control, and industry-leading safety features, the HP 3000 helps you stay ready, sustainable, and always powered. Welcome back to JT West, guys, and I am so excited to bring you this video. I was excited when Jackery contacted me about this Jackery Home 3000. I have been admiring their products. Just like many of you, I'm a Gen X. I was born in '71. We didn't have solar, we didn't have cell phones, didn't have computers, didn't have a lot of the stuff that we have grew into. And my heart's been warming up to some of these, and I've been seeing them on some YouTube channels and watching them and looking at them and thinking, you know, I'd really like to have one. And the reason when I'd like to have one, I don't use the prepper word much on my channel, but I do keep that in the back of my mind of how would I get water? How would I keep some perishables from wasting? Because I'm one of the type folks that I think if we lose power for a long time, you may not be able to get fuel. You may not be able to leave your yard, have no gas to get a hold to. And I got this big old Honda generator here. Yes, I do. But you know what? She is worthless without gasoline. And if gasoline's a premium and you can't get it, that's where the Jackery comes in, and that's why I'm so excited to show you guys. I have got it out of the main box it came in. It came shipped with a cardboard box here. And so we got it out of here, and what it had, let's get over here and look at it. It had these little handles here. They really packaged it nice. These handles you push down, and I was able to lift it out. And I accidentally, well, I went ahead and cut the seals on it here. But you just lift this up, and unfolds nice, real nice professional boxing on it. They put some thought into the boxing of it. I hope you liked the little monologue in the beginning of the video, because I wanted to tell you a little bit about the product and a little bit about Jackery, because you guys, you know how I am. I get a little tongue-tied sometimes on my video, and you guys that's been watching the channel a while, you know that. And so I wanted to give something that I was reading and give you some good facts on it. Got a power cord for your wall. Plugs in your wall. Charges up the unit if you want. Jackery also sent a 200 watt solar panel. We'll get to that in a minute. So, in the box, very simple packaging here. Real nice foam to keep the top from getting scraped up. And we all know how the shipping industry is. They take real good fine care of your packages. So Jackery has prepared for that, and they've packed it up real tight. It's not that bad, guys. It's about the weight of a good bag of fertilizer. Comes out of the box easy. We'll set it up on the table here, and we'll look at it here in a second. Now, in the bottom here, you always want to check your boxes. I don't think there's nothing else under here. There's not. There's just another nice crate and to hold it in there. That's real nice package, and I am impressed with that. So what we have here is the HomePower 3000. We have a 30 amp, 3600 watt. And I'm going to roll over this just for a second. I'm going to say pure sine wave. Let me, for the ones maybe watching this video for the first time, you don't maybe know a lot about electricity. You can generate power two different ways. You can use a pure sine wave. You'll see that and you'll wonder, why did they tell us that? And there's also what you call a modified sine wave. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the pure sine wave has a nice round top to it. It goes up and down just like this, nice and pretty. And it's pure electricity. It's good for your cell phones, your laptops, sensitive electric devices. It's real good, and it helps the battery. It keeps the batteries maintained well. Well, you also have cheap generators that have what they call a modified sine wave, S-I-N-E. A modified sine wave goes up, straight across, straight back down, up, straight across, kind of blocked off. And for an easy way to say it, for all intents and purposes, it's dirty electricity is what it is. This is clean electricity. The modified sine wave is dirty electricity. It's rough on your electronics, even if it works at all. Quick story, I had a charger for a Craftsman drill one time, and if you hooked it up to anything other than a pure sine wave electricity, it killed the charger. So that's what makes this special. So we got 3,600 watts of pure sine wave with a 30 amp plug here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 110s at 3,600 watts. We have 2 USBs with a 100 watt max. That would be enough to run a laptop, sure enough. And 2 USB A's at 18 watt max. You have a DC 12 volt here, AKA everybody calls them the cigarette lighter, but it's around DC 12 volt 10 amp. And you simply we'll cut the machine on here, and it has a power button here, but we're not outputting any power until we hit either the AC or the DC buttons. But we'll just cut the machine on, and it'll show you how it comes on there. And right now we have 100% charge. We're not inputting anything, and we're not outputting anything. So I tell you what, let's take this and we'll cut it off. Let's take it around to the RV and see what she'll do. All right, guys, let's get on this RV right here. So we'll set her right there, and we'll turn her on. Actually, we're going to plug it up first with 30 amp. We'll turn it on. And we got to hit the AC button, which will cut the power on to the unit. And right now, it's only pulling 36, 19, 18, 20 watts. And so what it's doing is calculating. It's saying, okay, this is what I got going out. How much time do you have before I go dead? And right now it's at 80, put glasses on, 85 hours, 85.6 hours, because it's only pulling 21 watts. So let's go in, and I will, let's go in the RV and we'll turn on some lights and a few other things. Okay, so let's do this. Let's cut on our main lights. All right, so we got two lights on. We'll cut the refrigerator on. All right, refrigerator just came on. We'll cut it, shut the door here. We'll cut a couple more lights on here. So we got 3 down the middle. We got 1 in the bunk here. And guys, this is also, and I'm going to tell you a little bit later on, one of my big hopes for this unit is, but this is one of them. Being able to go to the mountains when maybe you don't need AC as much, you know, roll up the windows, be off grid completely with this unit somewhere, you know, where we can get some solar, which is what we're going to talk about right now. Okay, I'm going to hit my power button just to make the screen come on. So now we're pulling 158 watts on those lights. And it's saying we could do this for about 15 hours before we would need to recharge this unit. Now the sun's going down, And what I am so excited about, and I don't know how much we'll be able to get, guys, because the sun is going down, but we're going to get as much as we can. But I think if you get a Jackery, this is a must. A solar panel is a must, and we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. I want to get this up as much as quick as I can. Look at that. That is amazing. Okay, guys, this is what we did. So the Jackery is 100% charged, and I didn't realize it with its 100% charged, it's not going to show up charging with the solar. So what we did, what Jackery does, just the little things like this, the solar charging cable has a built-in USB-C and USB. And so I told Will, I said, well, Will, the sun's going down. He can show it to you. It's right above the tree line there. And I wasn't showing any input on the Jackery, but it's 100% charged. And so I got to reading. Anyway, long story short, this solar panel's charging this iPhone. Watch. You'll hear it. Yeah, bing. That's just the neatest thing. This is my first solar panel. I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting a little excited about it, but this is my first solar panel I've ever had, and I think it's just so neat that that sun is coming over here. So which leads me back to the Jackery itself. I think we were, how many watts on the RV wheel just a minute ago? 170. 170, whatever it was. So this is a 200 watt solar panel. So you're hooked up to that RV and you run your refrigerator and a few lights. When cut your lights off during the day and you're only running the refrigerator, and you start off your camping trip, obviously, with a full charged Jackery, you get a couple of solar panels that are producing, you know, 200 watts and maybe even put two together to get 400 watts. They even have a 500 watt one you can use. You can offset that usage with what you're putting into the Jackery, and extend your time of how long you would need. And you may not, if the sun's right and the weather's right all weekend and you kind of keep an eye on what you're using, you may be able to sit and go 2-3 days before you may overcome the Jackery as far as using more than what you're putting back in it. And to me, that's just the neatest thing in the world, which makes this product to me just so, you know, so needful. Just the fact that, remember what I said about the Honda generator, you are bound to gasoline. You are tied to it. You are nothing without it. With the Jackery and some solar panels, that is truly, truly some freedom there. I like how I'm looking at this little LED indicator on here also, guys. And it's getting a little dimmer, but the sun is going in behind the trees right now. But I just think that's the neatest thing in the world, Will. My son's filming for me today, guys. It's Will. And but I did the Jackery itself. Let me show you here. I am charging this using 29 watts, and it's charging an 8 amp DeWalt battery. So here we go again. You can't get no fuel, no power, but you need to fix something or you need to build something. You gotta, like me, you got 1,000 torque head screws in there and you need to build a pin or whatever you need to build. No way of charging your batteries. Solar power, charge the Jackery. Jackery charges the DeWalt, clean electricity. The DeWalt doesn't mind. My charger still works. It didn't blow up like the Craftsman did. I say blow up, but it went bad. It's clean electricity, pure sine, which is better for this battery. And speaking of batteries, this battery has a new improved battery in it that will do up to 4,000 recharge cycles. That is a ton of recharge cycles. It also has, and I failed to mention this in the beginning of the video, 3,600 watts, but it also will peak up to 7,200 watts. And what's that peak? You know, it's a quick surge that it needs a little more power and then it'll go right back down. I haven't hooked it to the air conditioning RV, and I don't think Jackery sits there and says that, you know, it may very well run my AC unit. Obviously, it's not going to run it that long, guys. This is not quite that, but it probably would. But you know, it has a boost up to 7,600 watts, and but that's only for a short amount of time, and that would be, you know, for some power tools, they take a little boost to get them started, and then they come right back down real quick. You can use it in parallel. You can have it plugged up to your wall, and then your computers, maybe you got a computer that just can't cut off. You just, you know, a CPAC machine at night or something, and your power goes off. In less than 20 milliseconds, this Jackery would take over completely by itself. Okay, so I'm tickled about the RV. And guys, so you know, we were talking about the AC, you know, would it run it? It may. I don't think it's designed to run an AC for a long time, but it very well may run it. I'm looking at, the reason why I'm talking about it like that is because I want to be realistic and let you guys know, hey, I think it will run everything else. And with the supplement of solar and some good solar, I think you could have a good weekend out with the Jackery in your RV. It's the perfect thing for it. The title of the video, I mentioned prepper. And before I go there, I did want to, because I'm in a little different scenario. I live out in the country. We have a little farm here. We farm gardens and you know, so our mindset's a little different. But maybe you are somebody that's in town, or maybe you're living in an apartment or something. Let me read you a couple of things, and I want to read them because I want to be right with it. Because I don't want to just go plugging things up and showing you, oh well, you know, obviously it will run a hairdryer. We'll know that. But let me tell you what some of the stuff it will do. But before we do that, here's another thing I like about it. This is my tractor shed. As you guys know, I don't have power out here, but I do have lights. And I do have to run an extension cord way to the house to run these lights. I could literally, with this Jackery, say you got a tool shed out away from your house. Maybe you got a deer blind that's big enough to put one of these units in, and you put it in there and you could run a heater in the winter. I know I get cold. Don't deer hunt much no more, but I used to get freezing cold deer hunting. You could run a heater with this thing. You could charge it up with solar. You got a shed way back away from the house. Costs you thousands of dollars to run electricity out there. Here you go. Free electricity. So with that said, this is the other thing I was looking so forward to. Light. I have light in my shed with the Jackery, free. And honestly, when I say free, if I didn't want to, I could work out here all night with this thing, run the battery half dead, put the solar panels out there the next day, and probably by the time I got home from work, she'd be fully charged and ready to go for the next day. So let's take account what we got. We still have the DeWalt charger. We still got the DeWalt charger going with the 8 amp battery. We are 6.4 hours is what, at this rate, we could last 6.4 hours. Now, it would tick up a little bit as soon as this charger. Now, watch this when I unhook this DeWalt charger. So, we went up a few hours, 6.6 hours, 405 watts pulling. So, I have quite a few. These are LED lights. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 of them in here, guys. So, it's pulling 404 watts, but you couldn't, you know, again, that's where I'm getting at with the solar panel. I think the Jackery solar panel with one of these is just about a must, because you can offset what you're pulling out of it, some of it, up to 500 watts. They have a 500 watt solar panel you can get for it. But what I was going to read you for the folks in apartments and things like that, here we go. Laptop, average laptop, 80 watts. Charge it 36 times. 18 watt phone, 300 times. A tablet PC, 60 times. Just on their website, guys, you have to check their website out. It's wonderful. They have all this already figured for you. A hand drill, 9 hours. it would run at 9 hours, and it uses about 350 watts. And the hand drills are pretty electric usage. A 200 watt refrigerator would run 1 to 2 days. So I don't know if a lot of you are aware of this, and this is just some of the things that are run on their website. There's more stuff. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but a lot of refrigerators and freezers, especially deep freezes, and if it's a good deep freeze, if the power goes off, if you don't open the door to deep freeze, you know, it's good for a good 8, 10, 12 hours with no power at all. So let's say you have your deep freeze on the Jackery, and you get it all cooled back down, compressor stops running, and the Jackery's low on power, we'll take it outside at that point and charge it up. Again, because we may not have fuel for the standby generators. And by the way, it'll charge on a generator in 2.2 hours, just food for thought. And I think it's about the same time on the actual wall outlet. Will charge about 2.2 hours. The other thing, as far as the prepper side of it, again, I touched on it a little earlier about being not being able to get a hold of anything. No gasoline. You're using your supplies that you've put up and you've had put up for a while. You're into those supplies. You have a little bit of emergency fuel in your vehicle, but you know that's got to stay there, and you just don't have enough to be running 2.2 hours, 3 hours at a time. That's where the solar comes in. And my thought was, like, what I had in mind for the Jackery here is, how am I going to get water out of my well? We live in the country. We have well pumps, and you can't run a generator. Your well's got plenty of water, but you have no way of getting it out. That's why I was so excited about this Jackery. I have 2 wells here. One of them runs off 110, just a simple 110 plug-in. It's a little 1/2 horsepower submersible pump. I can unhook it at the wellhead there and put an end on it, plug it up to the Jackery, run all the water I need. Run 5 gallons, 10 gallons, whatever I need. Get the supply of water I need. Go take the Jackery. It probably, I don't know how much it would use. It wouldn't use a whole lot of electricity just to run it for 30 minutes to get 10 gallons of water or whatever it is. But you could do that over and over and over and over again with the solar panels. No fuel, just solar, getting your water out of your well, because my backup plan for my wells, just to show you, I had bought one of these. A lot of you guys probably never seen one of these, but there's a rope that goes right here, and you have to uncouple your well, take all the pipe out, the submersible pump, get everything out of it, tie a rope to this, lower it down into your well, pull that up, and as it drops in the water, let that back down. That seals the bottom off, and then you pull this back out of the well, pour your water out of it into a pail. It's about 2 gallons in there. Now, that's great, but every time you put that in your well, you are risking contamination of your well. So that's just the perfect example why I was excited about the Jackery, using it for my shed here, using it for power outages through thunderstorms, winter, ice, snow. We can keep a refrigerator on. We have a lot of corn we put up. I do can a lot of stuff, and I tend to can more stuff because I'm always scared of power outages and not having a way to get fuel to run the freezers. But with the Jackery, I don't have to worry about that no more. I'm real excited to show this. And there's another product coming that didn't make it for this video. It's a portable Jackery 300. And it will be here next week. And guys, we're going to do a video on it also. We'll hook up some stuff to it and see what it do. See if it'll charge a battery or run a laptop, and see what some of the times are on it. And I'm going to bring that to you too. It was supposed to be in this video, but it didn't come in time to get this video out. But I'm going to do a video on it anyway, because I think it's the neatest camping devices you can get. As far as, I just recently got back from a father-son camping trip where it was totally old school camping, tent, sleeping bags, no power, no hardly anything. And it was a wonderful time. And that little portable Jackery 300 would have been actually excellent for that. So thank you, Jackery, for sending me this and giving me the opportunity to talk about it and show it. And look forward to doing the video on the other one. We appreciate everything you do. God bless you. God loves you. We'll see you.